breaking news. Malaysia Airlines confirms it has lost contact with a plane carrying 227 passengers.
It seems to have vanished into thin air.
What do we tell the family members? What do we tell the media?
My daughter asked me, "Where is Papa?" It's just so unimaginable.
I felt completely shattered. I lived in denial about the plane having some sort of crash.
Le monde s'arrête, quoi. Tout d'un coup, ils disent, c'est pas possible, c'est un cauchemar, réveillez-moi.
What happens next is like a rip in the fabric of reality.
Theories about the missing plane are...
Tomorrow marks 9 years since Malaysian Airlines flight MH370 went missing, and a new three-part docuseries is also premiering on Netflix, looking into the disappearance of the plane, the search for wreckage, and what could have happened to cause one of the biggest mysteries in aviation history. Jeff Wise is a journalist specializing in aviation. He's been on our show a few times in the past, and he's featured in the new docuseries. Good morning.
Good morning.
What is the biggest mystery at this point, and why does it remain so? What has been the difficulty in this investigation?
I think the main difficulty really is just that the authorities who were entrusted with searching for the plane had an excessive degree of confidence in their conclusions. And so if you'll recall, in the year, really the main few months after the plane disappeared, the authorities revealed that they had obtained these automatically recorded electronic data that the plane had transmitted to a satellite communication system, and that they had invented essentially a new kind of math that enabled them to determine where the plane had gone. And so they said, we know where the plane went, we just have to go find it on the seabed. And they were very confident. They said, we have a bottle of champagne waiting in the fridge for when we find the wreckage. And then they just never found it. And they wound up searching and searching and searching, and they were very resolute. But the wreckage, the main fuselage, was never found. There were bits of debris that were washed up in the western part of the Indian Ocean. But so we're finally, after all these years, left to confront the fact that the authorities, who were so confident that they understood the mystery, were actually left empty-handed. And so I think the main mystery that this documentary series is trying to grapple with is, how do we reconcile that? How do we explain that?
So at this point, I think, this happened 9 years ago, hard to believe. Are we still running with the assumption that something mechanically went wrong, or is it that the pilots put it off course? What is the prevailing theory at this point?
So the authorities, in their final report, declined to guess or to make any kind of hypothesis to what happened to the plane. So officially, there is no answer. The prevailing kind of explanation that most people kind of would regard as the conventional wisdom is that the only way to explain this is that the pilot, Zahari Ahmad Shah, was a very experienced Malaysian Airlines captain, must have decided to engage in this incredibly elaborate and prolonged murder-suicide effort, and basically stole the plane and flew it into the southern Indian Ocean. That is kind of the prevailing wisdom. The thing that I've pointed out in my writing, and I point out in this show, is that if that were the case, then we would expect to find the fuselage of the plane on the seabed where they looked for it. And so it's really a problem that it's not there.
Well, were those miscalculations by the government a misdirection? Is that been considered?
So some people, including one of the people featured in the program, do think that. They sort of posit a kind of vast conspiracy theory where nothing can be taken for granted. The whole thing might have been faked. And the problem with that kind of thinking is that once you open the door to that possibility, you can't really solve it. I mean, there's none. If you can't trust any of the evidence, you're basically left with nothing under your feet. And so I resist that kind of interpretation. I think that we can really have confidence in the authorities. I think they did a good job. I just think that they are a little bit themselves baffled as to where they went wrong. I think we need to sort of pull back and start from first principles and say, what's the whole realm of possibilities that we can consider? And yet, while playing within the sandbox of let's assume that we aren't just being made, victims of this hoax or conspiracy.
When you do have a plane crash, you automatically think black box, emergency beacon, distress signal. None of those happened. None of those found.
The black box has never been found. The wreckage has never been found, apart from these bits of debris that I mentioned. And so, this is the thing to know about this case too, is that the deeper you get into it, the more closely you look at the evidence, and the more you understand the mathematics and the science of it, the stranger it gets.
Yeah.
We all would like to think that that things are basically normal, but this is, and simple explanations are best. In this case, the simple explanations do not work at all.
Wow.
If you really understand this case, you'll know it's profoundly weird. And whatever happened to this plane, it's going to turn out to be very strange once we solve this mystery.
All right. Well, for more, you can check out jeffwise.net or on Twitter at manvbrain. And the new MH370 docuseries premieres tomorrow on Netflix, and you'll see Jeff in that series. Jeff, thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Jeff.
Always a pleasure. Thanks, guys.